Ladies and gentlemen, this is Darcy Ogandaga, CEO of Trillionaire Media, and that's a very, very great surprise that I had when Fabiola Calixte accepted my invitation to do an interview where she will really explain how to dream big, even at a young age, and really like what you have to do, what you have to go through to keep fighting for your dream. It's so important, and she is a producer, she's an actress, she's a top model, and she was able to really interview a lot of A-list Hollywood superstar like Idris Elba and some others. And she used to be in Atlanta. She went to LA and now she's back in Atlanta. And she will really encourage you that do not give up. If you have a dream, if you want to achieve anything in life, do not give up. Follow what you have to do. And the most important thing that I really enjoy about the interview, keep your value and God first. So important. So I'm not going to talk too much. Right now, let's go watch this powerful interview. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Interview today. So, Fabiola, can you?
Hi, Darcy.
How are you? Doing good?
I'm great. And yourself? I love the way you pronounce my name correctly. I think you're probably one in a million who can do.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Maybe it's because I was born in Paris, so I can.
That probably has a lot to do with it. Yeah, the fact that you can speak français probably has a lot to do with it, right?
C'est ça, je parle un peu français. Pas un peu, je parle beaucoup. Pas de problème.
You parle beaucoup, yes, I know that.
So, for our audience, I really want to know how Fabiola became an actress.
Wow. Well, it started when I was really young. Believe it or not, I started in the business when I was probably like 10 years old.
Okay.
I was born in Queens, New York. I moved to Florida when I was around 10. And I got into modeling and acting class and all that stuff. I've been trained ever since I was really young. So I started at a young age. I did commercials mostly for Disney because, in Orlando, Florida, that is the attraction, the amusement attraction of the world. So I started with that, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. So I started at a very young age, to tell you the truth.
That's great. That's very interesting. So when you said like you start at a very young age, so it was a moment in your mind when it was a decision, or it was influenced by your parents?
Definitely not influenced by my parents. I can say that. I have West Indian parents who also speak French. I come from a family where everyone are doctors and lawyers and have prestigious titles and everything. It's kind of like I'm a little bit of the black sheep in the family. No one is an actress or in the entertainment industry. So this is totally opposite from what my parents probably would want me to do. But nonetheless, they were very supportive, both my mother and father. Surprisingly so. They were very supportive of my decision and just my interest in the entertainment industry as a whole, especially my mom. They took me to all my auditions. I actually have a footage. I'm probably going to post it on Instagram later on this week. Do you remember Nickelodeon? Remember that show? You have children, so you know. Nickelodeon is based in Orlando, Florida, which is where I moved to when I left New York. And so they came to I think I was in middle school then. They came to my middle school to look for contestants. And you had to take a quiz and all this other stuff. So I took the quiz, and I guess I must have passed it or got the right score, and I got on the show. So I have footage of that show. And on the show, the host asked me, "So what do you want to be when you grow up, Fabiola?" And my response was, "I want to be a movie star." I forgot that I said that, and somebody sent me the YouTube link the other day, and I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I said that, and I can't believe I actually did it." You know what I mean? Well, I mean, I'm not the movie star just yet, but I got into the entertainment industry, so yeah.
That's very interesting, because I believe that, I don't know the right age, but I believe between the age 5 and 12, that's when we have our most dreams and aspirations.
Absolutely. Yes.
And so that's very important. I believe is a gift and a blessing to be at that age and have the ability to articulate what you want to do and eventually, getting into that is very, very rare, and it's very important.
Absolutely. It is, and that's a good point that you make. That is like those are your formative years, between 5 and 12. But yeah, those at a very, very young age, I kind of knew what I wanted to do. Actually, my first love was singing and dancing. A lot of people don't know that. I really wanted to be a singer. I loved Janet Jackson. I idolized her. I idolized Paula Abdul and Jodie Watley and all those songsters and divas. But it kind of turned and went into acting and then went into modeling. But at the end, it all intertwined because it's all connected, really.
So like if I can say, you're very artistic.
I'm very what?
You're very artistic, like you really think about it's about creating your own world, and really, you create it and then you come into it.
Yes. Yeah, you could say I'm a dreamer. I used to daydream a lot. A lot of the things that have happened in my life, I can honestly say I envisioned it. It's your thoughts are very powerful. A lot of people don't know that what you think and what you believe that you are and what you can be can actually manifest in your life. So you have to really guard your thoughts and guard your mouth, and just because what you say and what you think can actually come to life and come to fruition, because that's what happened to me. I imagine myself on the red carpet. I imagine myself on the movie screen. I imagine myself on the cover of a magazine, and all those things happened. So it wasn't by accident.
This is very powerful what you're saying, and now we're really coming to my favorite topic is vision, the correlation between vision and manifestation.
Absolutely.
So a lot of people can have vision and dreams. Do you have some tips to give to someone how you protect your vision? Because everybody can just say something or think about something, but then life happens and then you go left when you're supposed to go right. How you kept yourself focused on what you really want to make it happen for you?
Okay, I would say one, keep it to yourself. It's not good to always talk about what you're going to do, what your dreams are, because believe it or not, most of the people around you don't really support you all the time. And not everyone has the ability to dream bigger, dreams that are unrealistic and bigger than life. A lot of people limit themselves. So when they meet someone who's the opposite of them, that can come off a little intimidating and threatening to people. And unfortunately, and I've experienced it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, people reject it. They get angry. That negative energy comes to you. So it's best to keep your dreams and your aspirations to yourself and keep it between you and God. That's it. It's good to also write down everything that you want to do. And it's also good to just remain positive and remain optimistic, and not to allow the hurdles that life is going to throw you to deter you from your path, because it's going to happen. It's inevitable. In fact, it's supposed to happen, because those hurdles are what's going to strengthen your character. Because if you want to be, let's say you want to be a huge diva like Beyonce, in order to be on that level, you have to have a certain type of mental strength, a certain type of work ethic, a certain type of drive and ambition and tenacity and resilience. There's so many factors that play into that. So in order to have all those things, you have to go through experiences. You're going to get hurt. You're going to get betrayed. You're going to get cheated. You're going to get, people are going to steal from you. People are going to lie on you. All those things are meant to happen because they're going to strengthen you so much that you become unbreakable. So when you finally do get to the destination you want to get to, you can handle it. As opposed to someone who hasn't been through anything, they won't be able to handle it. They'll crumble at the first, strike of something. So that would be my advice to anyone that is looking to become an actress, a singer, a dancer, anything in the entertainment industry. You have to keep it to yourself, write it down, and just really just stay focused and just block out negative energy as much as you can.
I mean, I really like the way you put up, you answer like, my next two questions, in one,
Okay.
because it was really about, now, if somebody is out there and have a dream, there's two different type of dream. There's the career dream. Like, I have a career, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a doctor. And then there's the, on the left side,
Yeah.
like an entrepreneur type of things. Like, I want to be a CEO, I want to be an actor, I want to be a singer. How do you, will you advise somebody who just graduate from high school or from college now, who say, you know what, I really want to become an actor or actress, and I don't really know what type of mind that I need to get, or what type of books I need to read? Do I need to move to LA right away? Do I need to wait? What do really I need to do? To
What
make
are
it
the
happen?
steps?
Yes.
I would say first and foremost, you have to learn the craft. Acting is not as simple as people think. It is very difficult because I went to college. I graduated from Clark Atlanta University. I have a bachelor's of arts degree in communications and journalism, broadcasting. So I've had jobs in corporate America. I've had jobs in other industries that most people who have 9 to 5s have. And to tell you the truth, it's in no comparison to the work that I had to put into my acting. Acting is far more difficult, far more challenging. So you have to study the craft because it is a craft. So I would say find a reputable acting coach. If most acting coaches allow students to audit their classes, and auditing means being able to sit in and pay a fee of $10. Normally it's about $10. Some teachers will allow you to come in for free and just sit in on a class to see how it works, to see if it fits your schedule and if you like it. So I would say do that first until you find the right acting coach that works for you. And then from there, once you start to feel a little bit more comfortable with scripts and breaking down scripts and analyzing characters and all that stuff, then I would say start getting into short films, student films. You got to start somewhere. Or how about make your own film? That's what I ended up doing, but that's another conversation. Start getting your feet wet, start getting out there. You have to do something. And then at that point, maybe put a reel together, put something together, grab a couple of scenes that you've done, put a reel together. Now you can market yourself and get you an agent who can really go out there and put you out there so you can start booking work so people can see you. So
Wow.
It's a process. It's really a process. Even, I forgot, you got to get a headshot. I mean, it's really a step-by-step process. It's not, I would be lying if I said it was easy. I'd really be lying. It's not. It's much easier when I was typing at my desk and doing that. And that's not to take anything away from anyone who does that. But I just hear it too often, more often than not, that people think that entertainment is just fun, it's just creative, and you just kind of do whatever and you just get it. No, it's not that at all. It's so much pressure. It's so competitive. There's so much politics behind it. Once you start to really get into it, and there's so many temptations, especially if an actor chooses to move to a city like LA, like I did, or New York. New York is more theatrical, I'd say. LA is more so geared towards TV and film, which is the direction I wanted to go in. It's so much temptation, so much that you have to go through to really get there. So you got to really pay homage and show your respect to a lot of the A-listers that I even interview, like the Taraji P. Hensons and the Idris Elbas. Trust me, for them to get to that level in their career, they have probably gone through hell and back.
Wow.
Just to give you, because I did, and I haven't even got there yet. So I can just imagine how much more, that I have to go through. So yeah.
Well, that's very powerful.
If you're not passionate about it, don't do it.
Okay, so because at one point, if you really want to do it, you should be able to keep the course regardless of the obstacle that you're gonna have, you have to keep doing it to make sure that you get to your goal. Now, do you need to be spiritually grounded, or
Oh.
you can just don't pay attention to that and use your willpower, just the willpower and a little bit of meditation to get it through, or you really need to be spiritually grounded when you get to Hollywood?
Oh, that's an awesome question. Being spiritually grounded is a lot of power. In fact, that's the most power you could have. That's more power than anybody else could have. Yeah. If anything, and I'm happy you asked me that, because that's really what kept me afloat in LA, and that's what got me in a lot of doors, was the fact that I had a spiritual foundation and a spiritual basis. And although, I was out at parties and networking, people saw pictures and da-da-da-da, guess what? On Sunday morning, I was at church. I don't care what time it was. I don't care if I was coming from a mansion party in the hills at 5 a.m. I'm going to sleep for 3 hours and I'm waking up to go to church. Like, that kept me grounded. I'm a member at Faithful Central Bible Church in Inglewood, and Bishop Omer is the bishop there. And he was like my spiritual teacher for the decade that I lived in LA. I lived in LA for about 10 years and some months. So that helped me navigate through different relationships that I had in the industry, because you are dealing with so many different characters, so many different spirits, and each person has a different agenda and ulterior motives, and there's so much sneakiness and lie. You have to be able to discern what's what and who's who. And the only way you can have discernment is if God gives you that gift. That's a spiritual gift, number one. That's not something that can be purchased at a store where you can study and learn it. That's something that God himself has to put on you. And discernment, for those out there who don't know, is basically another word for being able to perceive others, being able to read others, not based on just physical, like, oh, she has a summer dress on, she has long hair, okay, maybe she likes the beach. No. Perceive people in their spirit and their soul. Like, really read people, so then you know how to move and how to deal with them, because that is going to save you a lot of trouble. You will dodge a lot of bullets that way, and you'll be very successful if you know how to kind of work it and know you really shouldn't trust anyone, to be honest. You should only trust God, but you'll just know how to kind of deal with different people based on what you see in them, that they're not going to ever tell you, because of course they're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you the truth, but you'll be surprised how much people reveal about themselves if you just let them speak. They eventually kind of tell on themselves, and if their mouth doesn't tell on themselves, their actions do. Never listen to what people say. Always watch what they do. That would tell you all you need to know about a person.
Wow, what a great answer. I mean, it's way more than what I was expected. That's great.
Oh, was it? Okay.
So now, you said you were in LA, and you told me that you were in New York, and at one time you were in Orlando. So you move a lot in your life, and that's great.
Yes.
You were travel. So what
Yes.
brings you to the ATL?
Well, okay, let's see. So I was born in New York. Then my mother went down to Florida and brought us a house in Florida. So I lived in Orlando. I graduated from high school there. And then I up and was like, I want to go to college. All my high school friends went to FAM and FSU and, popular schools like that. I'm like, I don't want to go to those schools because everyone's going there. And I don't really want to see everybody I went to high school with again. I was like, I want to go to Howard University in DC, or I want to go to Atlanta because they have the best mass communications program. So I ended up sending an application for both. Clark accepted me, so that brought me to Atlanta. So that's how I came to Atlanta. And I was here for a decade. 10 is the magic number in my life. 10 symbolizes completion. Everywhere, I've lived almost everywhere 10 years. So, so I was here and then from here, I ended up moving to LA. And then I was in LA for 10 years. And then I recently relocated back to Atlanta. So I'm just not coming back here after kind of living there. So that's how that happened. That's what brought me to Atlanta initially. Really, originally it was college. I didn't have any family here. or anything. Just like when I moved to LA, I didn't have any family there. I'm always taking the craziest risks, right? Why can't I just have a normal life? But yeah, but it was good. When you take, you know, you want a lot of success, you want big success, you got to take huge risks. That's the only way, you know, you'll really see something happen. When you play it too safe, then you'll just have a safe life.
Because like sometimes you have to take some risk, not like
Absolutely.
crazy risk, but
Yeah.
calculated risk, because like you know that of course that you know where
Right.
you are going. So
Right. Right. It wasn't just like, I'm gonna jump off a bridge. No, no, no. It was calculated. Like, you know, I had a plan in place. Like again, like I said, for Atlanta, it was because of school. It was for, you know, institution of higher learning. My purpose, my goal was to obtain a degree. That was my purpose of coming to Atlanta. And then I ended up staying here afterwards because I loved the city. Atlanta back then was so much fun. Atlanta's cool now, but it's nothing in comparison to what it was then. It was crazy.
trust me, I remember
You
when
remember?
I remember when in Buckhead, you
Oh,
could hang out until 5 o'clock in the morning, six
yeah.
o'clock before they cut out the time and all that.
Well,
So,
they ended that because something happened there. There were a couple murders and stuff happened, so they had to stop that. But yes, Atlanta was different back then. I came here towards the tail end of Freaknik, so I caught Freaknik for the last 2 years of it. You know, I came. This is the music mecca of the South. I came in the era of So Def. I even worked for Jermaine Dupri for a little bit and noontime music. I came when it was really flourishing. Now it's a little different. There's new people, new faces. It's not what it was at all. So honestly, to tell you the truth, God, he did the right thing with me. He's been directing my life. He's the director of this show, you know? He brought me here when it was hot, and then he sent me to LA when it was not hot anymore. I'm like, time to go. So I went to LA, and I went to LA at the right time too. So it was a good time to go out there. So yeah.
that's great. I mean, I like really the story. You're a great, storyteller. So now, can you tell us one or two things that most people don't know about you?
Oh my God. I have a million things that people don't know about me. Can we narrow it down in relation to my career or?
Yes, regarding your career, let's keep it, on the career base.
In relation to my career, well, I kind of said one of them. I honestly didn't want to go into acting as a child. I really wanted to be a singer. That was really my dream. I was naturally good at dancing. I was a dancer. I used to take ballet and tap dancing, African dance. I mean, you name it. I was always training. You know, it's so funny. Whenever I'm online, I see people saying, "Yeah, working hard," or this, that, this, and I'm like, and I hear you. It's like I've been working since I was literally 8 years old. Like I've been working for a long time. I'm tired, but yeah. So back then I was always training. I was always training for something. So I wanted to be a singer and dancer. That's one thing that a lot of people don't know about me. Another thing that a lot of people don't know about me in relation to my career. Let's see. Well, I'll say the ugly truth. There's a lot of rejection in this business. I'm in the business of rejection. Oftentimes people are looking at you, especially with the influx of social media, right? Now Instagram, and back then it was MySpace, and it's Twitter, and it's Instagram, and it's Snapchat. I mean, there's so much distractions, right? If someone doesn't know you and they're just viewing you off of that social media, and of course you're always posting the best of your life, right? They see me on a commercial, they see me on a magazine spread, or they see me doing a film, or they see me interviewing an A-list actor and all this stuff. They think, wow, she just has everything that's happening for her. But they don't see all the no's that I received, all the rejections, all the passes, sexual passes that I encountered with directors and producers and casting directors and all these people that have big names that are really not that great of people. You know what I mean? Like they don't see that part. They don't see the work. So that's something that people don't know about me, is how much what's the word I'm looking for? I faced a lot of
resistance.
Opposition. A lot of opposition.
Resistance and opposition, yes.
That's it. Resistance and opposition. I faced a lot of it. I mean, extreme amount, to the point where I should have quit a long time ago. The average person would have said, LA, see ya, I'm out of here. They would have been gone. And to be honest, a lot of people, I knew some friends when I got there that were from Atlanta and some from New York that were singers, that were songwriters and all this stuff. All of them, one by one, left. Like I moved in LA in 2007, 2008, 2 of them left. 2009, another one left. 2010, until I was the only one left. I was the last Mohican standing. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm here by myself now. So yeah, so it's not for everyone. Let's just say that. Hollywood, it ain't for everybody. Beyonce said it best, right?
That's it.
It really ain't.
I mean, so what's a great thing to say to something?
I think your volume went out. Okay, go ahead.
You want to say something to the people? You know, how they can follow you. If somebody want to come in contact with you for, you know, to work with you, what is the best channel to send you a script or something like that?
Well, I mean, honestly, if you go to my Instagram account, my website is there. It's fabiolacalixte.com. You can contact me on my website. It's my first and last name, FABIOLACALIXTE. Or you can also send an email through Instagram. So, I mean, there's a lot of ways to contact me. If you just Google my name, everything is there. I'm pretty much on every social media platform. I recently deleted my Twitter account, but everything else I'm on there. So yes.
Why you delete your Twitter account? What's going on with Twitter? You don't like Twitter?
Okay. So the real story is I didn't delete my Twitter account. It got deleted. So this is what happened, right?
Okay.
I have to take social media breaks. I used to be the social media queen when I lived in LA. I was on it. Like, I have thousands of pictures of just me living my life, everything. And when I moved to Atlanta, when I moved back here, I was just like, you know what? I just need a break. You know, I took a hiatus to my career because, to be honest, I was tired, just mentally tired, physically tired. And I just moved back to be with my family. I just wanted to spend time with my mother. You know, when I was in LA, I was there by myself. I didn't have no mom. My father passed away while I was there. My sister wasn't there. I'm not married. I don't have a boyfriend. I was literally me against the world. So to be back here and have some sense of normalcy and to have family, I just really want to enjoy this time because, you know, tomorrow's not promised. I mean, the next second is not even promised. So you got to enjoy the moment and the present. So I took a break from social media, and in doing so, I think I took too long to come back on Twitter. And I guess after a certain amount of days, they delete it. So it's gone. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, bye, Twitter. One less problem on my back. So that's what really happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand. That's great.
Yes.
All right then. So thank you so much. And you know, if you want to reach out to her, she already told you exactly where you need to reach out to her. I'm telling you, she's a very smart, she's very smart, and she got a lot of offer. Really connect with her, even in the business sense of things. She's so wise in so many different areas, but because of time, we don't have to go really to the distance. But I'm telling you, make sure that you reach out to her. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Darcy.